Hi, this is Frank Taylor with Nature at Your Door, and this is an on-the-road episode of Nature at Your Door, and I'm here in Valencia, Spain. And I'm in a little park in the middle of the old fishing quarter. And behind me here, you can see a palm tree. And there's a lot of palm trees here in this park and throughout Valencia. And I was fascinated by these beautiful, beautiful trees and how well they adapted they were to living in the city and in some very, very extreme environments where I wouldn't think there would be enough soil to support a plant. So in this episode, I'm going to shoot a handheld, unedited version of Nature at Your Door and talk about some of these amazing palm trees here in Valencia. This first palm tree that I'm looking at here is a Canary Islan palm. Its scientific name is Phoenix canariensis, and it's characterized by a very, very thick, heavy stem. And these are leaf scars. This is where leaves were originally attached as they grow. And you can see as they grow up, new leaves form at the top and old leaves will fall and break off. And one of the characteristics of this plant, along with its very heavy stem, are these rhomboid, diamond-shaped, regularly geometric pattern scars that you can see here on the base of the tree. Like many other palms here in the city of Valencia, these are exotic, they're non-native, and can grow in very, very limited soil. I'm amazed at how these plants can take and hold into place. They don't have any kind of central root, which is even more remarkable to me, and have just a mass, a tangle of roots underneath that are able to hold these trees in place even in the most severe of storms. Right across the street from the park where the Canary Islan palm was, here I have another species of palm. This is scientific name Phoenix dactylifera. So both the Canary Islan palm and this one are in the same genus. And this one is the iconic date palm from which dates were produced. And dates date back for many, many years. These palm trees were probably cultivated for over 5,000 years. They originated, they believe, in the Southwest Asia, in the Fertile Crescent, the area between Africa and Asia. But it's really hard to tell because it's been under cultivation and moved from place to place by humans for such a long time. One of the first things you'll notice is that it lacks that really geometric scar pattern of the leaves, and it's much, much thinner in terms of the thickness of the stem than the Canary Islan palm. So these, again, like the Canary Islan palm, can grow in these pretty extreme habitats. Here's just a tiny square of soil for this plant. And you can see here as I'm talking that there's these rootlets at the base, and that's another characteristic of the date palm. You can see these rootlets coming out just above the base. Across the street is another palm. And here you can see that compared to the Canary Islan palms, which run about 15 meters tall, the date palms can be up to 30 meters tall or 90 to 100 feet. And look how beautiful this palm tree is. Notice that both the Canary Islan palm and the date palm have these long, long leaves. They're bilaterally symmetrical with the side branches coming out, much like a bird's feather. They're very, very tall, very beautiful trees. These palms are believed to have been on the planet for at least 50 million years. Right now, they're under attack by an outbreak of the red palm beetle, and it's been very, very difficult to control. South of Valencia, about 2 hours away, is the oldest cultivated plantation in the world. A plantation of date trees that produce the dates that you read about and are so important in culture and significance to many different religions. This site in south of here, south of Valencia, in idlyic, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's just a giant forest now. There was originally a plantation to raise dates that variously was controlled over thousands of years by Muslims and Christians, depending on who was occupying the territory at the time. This garden was believed to be planted by the Romans and irrigated as well. Another fascinating fact about these plants is the ability of the seeds to survive and wait for a proper time to germinate. So this adaptation has been taken to an extreme. Some seeds that were found were 2,000 years old. They were able to sprout 7 trees from them. So they took seeds 2,000 years old and sprouted seeds from the plants. And they've named the 7 trees from various biblical names, which I think is really cool. So I've now walked 2 blocks over from the park where I was at, and I'm here at the Malvarosa beach in Valencia, Spain, characterized by these amazing, long, broad, wide beaches that feature these trails and stuff. But of course, what I'm here to talk about is the nature that's here and these magnificent palm trees. So these palm trees are either California palms or Mexican fan palms, or a hybrid version between the two of them. These will hybridize easily, so I'm not sure exactly which of the 2 species this might be. These California palms, as the name implies, are from Southern California and the Baja Peninsula, where they're native. So again, these are not native trees, and yet they're such an iconic part of the city of Valencia and these beachfronts here, where you'll see thousands of them planted in rows. I think you can see that they look different because when you look up at the leaves, rather than being long and thin and laterally symmetrical, they fan out at the ends, and so that's why they get the name the Mexican fan palm. So the scientific name of this is Washington filifera or Washingtonia robusta. Washingtonia filifera or Washingtonia robusta. And these trees, again, are non-native. In fact, the Washingtonia, for some reason, was named after the first president of the United States. And again, to me, one of the most remarkable things about palm trees is their tenacity. And look at this palm tree. It's got literally a square yard or a square meter of soil. And yet, look at the biological mass of this tree and the size of this tree. And to me, it's incredible. Without a major taproot, with just a tangle of roots, this tree can stay in this place, survive wind and storms that they're adapted to. So this has been an episode on the amazing palm trees of Valencia. And I hope you enjoyed this impromptu episode, unedited, virtually live from Valencia. Remember, I've got hundreds of videos on my channel now that I started about 3 years ago. I'm based in the Appalachian Mountains, what I call my home, but because my dad is from New Zealand, my mother is from Switzerland, I have family literally scattered all over the globe. So I'm trying to take advantage of that and share nature in some other places. Remember, if you like what I do, please subscribe to my channel, give me a like, and send me a message. I love hearing from my viewers, and I get back to your comments as soon as I can. So this has been Frank Taylor with Nature at Your Door in amazing Valencia, Spain. Here now at the beachfront at an early morning on the fishing quarter of Valencia. What an amazing place to be. The sun is just rising. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and check out my playlist and see what other things that I have to share.